Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. The top news today begins with the Islamabad High Court, where a few senior judges are considering resigning. At least one judge has advised his colleagues to join him in stepping down. You are already aware of the situation, which began when 6 judges from the Islamabad High Court wrote a clear letter to the Supreme Court of Pakistan and the Supreme Judicial Council. In that letter, they revealed that the ISI and MI were kidnapping and torturing their families and relatives. They even installed cameras in their bedrooms where the judges and their wives slept. They tried every possible method of blackmail to get the judges to make decisions in favor of certain interests. But the matter didn't end there. Later, several cases came before these same judges of the Islamabad High Court, including cases heard by Justice Babar Sattar, some of which were related to phone call recordings. There were also many issues where the ISPR had imposed a ban on television analysts. They stated that any defense analysts needed to get approval from the DG ISPR before appearing on TV to discuss defense matters. A notification from PEMRA made it seem like the rule of law had been replaced with jungle law. When Justice Babar Sattar called to inquire about this, neither the DG ISPR nor PEMRA took ownership. They were both running away from responsibility. Similarly, when Justice Babar Sattar questioned the phone recordings, asking who had ordered them and for what purpose, the chairman of PTA initially denied it in court, claiming that no recordings were being made. Later, telecom companies revealed that the PTA and the Ministry of Information were lying and that phone recordings were indeed taking place. They confirmed that millions of calls were being recorded every day. Despite this, no legal action was taken, but fortunately, Justice Lant stepped in to protect the rights of the people. This matter continued, and eventually, Justice Sarfraz Dogar was appointed as Chief Justice of the Islamabad High Court. The goal was to control the judges and curb their ability to make independent decisions. However, the situation has become even more interesting now. There is an ongoing blasphemy case involving Rao Rahim and his associates. The case concerns a woman named Komal, not to be confused with Captain Iman Durrani. This woman, under the guise of a honey trap, lured innocent young people into blasphemy charges. She worked with Rao Abdul Rahim and others to blackmail people, forcing them into illegal actions. In the case, Justice Ishaq not only heard the matter, but also ordered a live broadcast, exposing shocking revelations about how certain elements within the state were exploiting the poor. Justice Ishaq's wisdom and insight were on full display as he carefully handled this complex case, even as the criminal gang tried to provoke him and create chaos in the court. Despite the pressure, he proceeded with great caution, revealing the hidden elements within the state that were involved in manipulating the legal system for their own benefit. In the same court of justice, Ishaq, Arsan Pawan, a close ally of the ruling party and a prominent figure in legal politics, recently appeared. During a conversation with the judge, Justice Ishaq remarked that it seemed like this might be the last time Pawan would see him in court. This has led to speculation that Justice Ishaq might be considering resignation, or that he may be aware of an impending false reference against these judges in the Judicial Council, which may be used to remove them. According to responsible sources in Islamabad, the judges of the Islamabad High Court are seriously considering resigning because they believe the system has become so corrupt that the only way to protect their integrity is to step down. However, I would advise against resignation. I believe these judges should resist and continue fighting for justice. When Justice Ijazul Ahsan voluntarily left the Supreme Court, it was because of the increasing pressure on him. The atmosphere in the Supreme Court had become intolerable, and his situation had worsened. This is the first major development coming from the Islamabad High Court. The next development is about our beloved, handsome and charismatic DG ISPR, who has made a new statement. Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chowdhury said that India is adopting a state-sponsored terrorism policy using terrorism networks against Pakistan. The mastermind behind this, according to him, is Ajit Doval, India's national security advisor. Recently, Pakistan's DG ISI, General Malik, was appointed to a position to counter these threats, and Ajit Doval is the mastermind behind the network of terrorism being used against Pakistan. All right, now it's quite surprising that since the recent clash, we've been continuously mentioning in every tweet and statement that India is involved in terrorism in Pakistan. Words like Indian Khawarij, fitna, and Indian mischief are appearing everywhere. This is a good thing if India is indeed responsible for terrorism in Pakistan, as stated in today's statement by the DGISPR, where he mentioned that 16 of our soldiers were martyred in the Waziristan attack, for which the band TTP has claimed responsibility. Pakistan has blamed India for this attack, and TTP has said it was responsible. Pakistan suggests that India is behind TTP's actions, which may indeed be the case. Now, the important point here is that these 16 martyrs were killed earlier. We should think about their mothers and the sacrifices these young men are making for this country. But there's another thing to consider. We've been talking about India's role since the recent clash, but it's clear that India has been playing this role for many years. This isn't something that appeared overnight. India has been working on this for years, and it's no secret. International magazines and newspapers have openly exposed this issue. The Guardian published a story revealing how India had entered Pakistan and killed 20 people. And even after that, 8 to 10 more were killed. Despite this, no one from the government, be it the DGISPR, the Foreign Office, the Army Chief, the Foreign Minister or the Information Minister, spoke up. The question is, will there be accountability for this? Should the DGISPR be asked if there will be accountability for these martyrdoms? These young men are still dying. A few months ago, similar attacks occurred, but no one mentioned India's name. It was only after the recent clash that India's name started being spoken. Okay, fine. I'm happy that you're acknowledging India's involvement now, but you also need to answer why there was complete silence about India before this. Who was responsible for this understanding? Who made the decision to avoid naming India, even when it was doing whatever it wanted in Pakistan? Who shielded India's crimes? Can General Bajwa be tried for treason or mutiny for having a policy under which India could do whatever it wanted in Pakistan, and we couldn't even talk about it? Who should be held accountable for this policy of silence and protection of Indian crimes? You can't just change policies suddenly and expect no questions. Who is going to answer for what happened in the last few months? Shouldn't there be action against the people who devised such policies that shielded India's actions? At the very least, shouldn't the land given to General Bajwa near the Army Chief's house be reclaimed, along with the financial benefits and properties that were handed out? If this is the new stance, then fine, but we need some justice. Now, moving to the last point in your news, you mentioned that no group has the right to declare jihad or take control through violence, which is absolutely right. The Quran and Islam are clear about this, but there's something to consider. If a few individuals in any institution, through the use of power, manage to hold the entire political system of the country hostage and attempt to run the state according to their own will, do they have the right to do so? Just like you're saying that the few individuals trying to impose their will in Pakistan are wrong, we agree with you entirely on that. But should a group of individuals use their position to take control of the entire state structure, corrupt elections, loot courts, manipulate the media, and create divisions based on religious or personal vendettas? Is this acceptable too? What action will be taken against these individuals who have hijacked the political and administrative system for their own benefit? It's not just about the people on the other side, whom we call Khawarij or outsiders. The same laws should apply to those who are within the system, corrupting and destroying it. If these people were involved in protecting India's interests in Pakistan, then it's clear that action should be taken against them. Next, we move on to Khawaja Asif's statement, which suggests a new policy is emerging. It took him 2 years to find a new narrative after May 9th. Khawaja Asif is now revealing that on May 9th, the PTI had planned to kill all of them. He now admits this, even though in court he had said that the entire plan was revealed by a policeman who was hiding under the table during a meeting with Imran Khan at Zaman Park. But wasn't this policeman supposed to inform you 2 years ago about the plan? Now, Khawaja Asif says that if the May 9th plan had gone as planned, PTI would have killed them in their homes. Moving forward, he has made a new decision. Wheat imports have been exempted from taxes and duties. You should know that this sugar is not being made in the country. It's being imported by private individuals, and they're taking subsidies while the taxes and duties are waived. The same people, the same businessmen who exported sugar earlier and made a profit, are now importing it again, collecting subsidies and benefiting financially. This is a massive corruption case involving billions of rupees in sugar and wheat, which could not have happened without the collaboration of Field Marshal Asim Munir. If he hadn't placed these people in key positions, this corruption would not have been possible. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.